Right, okay, on the US pre-market, what are we looking at?
Okay, well, we talked earlier this week, didn't we, about it being a big week for US retailers, and we've had a real mixed bag over the last 5 days. After the close last night, we heard from Ross Stores, ticker ROST. This is a sort of fashion discounter, if you like, a TJ Maxx similar type company to that. Earnings came in above forecast. They posted 63 cents of EPS versus an expectation of 62 cents. However, once again, as we see with a few retailers this week, the guidance for the second half was poor, seen as soft, and the management talked about a challenging sales and earnings environment. So the markets, again, as it always does in these situations, voted with its feet, and they're down around 9.3% at $50.10 pre-market. And then the other pick today, Brocade Communications, BRCD is the ticker there, $10.30, up just under 6%. And again, it was earnings related, the move. They posted an earnings beat, but were able to also guide slightly higher to the mid-range of analyst forecasts for the next quarter, and also showed year-on-year margins, and they were above their previous target range. So they've impressed the market, and as I say, they've been rewarded with a 6% markup. Whether that will hold in the regular session remains to be seen, of course. And then down to our cash index levels, obviously a bit of a bloodbath, as we've said. FTSE on its way to probably to that ninth in a row losing streak, and so to reflect that, we now look at 62.86 on the downside for FTSE, plays 63.70, 62.86 just below the low of the day for those watching.
But these support levels you come in now, they're like the opening lows. We rallied off those lows.
Yes, absolutely.
So basically, if we see them attacked later in the session, it would be it'd be that much more bearish.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In fact, we'll come to bearish price action when we look at the American indices. And the DAX, similar story here, 10,230 on the downside. We'll need to get back above 10,432, which was seen in a little while, was yesterday's close. And as far as the S&P and the Dow are concerned, well, they were rubbish all day yesterday. They closed on the lows, and very ugly price action. 2022 on the downside for the S&P, plays 2052 to the upside. Apologies for the wide range there, but that's what the candles are telling us. Yep. And for the Dow, so a little tighter, but 16,945 on the downside, plays 17,072 to the upside.
I was complaining that the US markets were riding high above the Europeans, but it looks like they've sort of got back more into alignment now.
Yeah, they certainly have after yesterday's downward slide. As I said to you before we came on air, perhaps the most surprising move to me over the last 24 hours has been the continued strength of the euro against the dollar. It's hard to judge really how much of that's down to euro strength and how much is dollar weakness, but nonetheless, 112.43 is now our downside level, so another big figure change there in the space of 24 hours on the downside then, and 112.94 the upside level, and obviously we could see our third big figure change quite easily.
Have the 200-day average at 113.34.
Well,
so that would be quite an achievement for the euro if you got it.
You wouldn't put it past the euro. And what we, the talking yesterday afternoon around our office, and it was of the likelihood of some profit taking on Friday, but so that may be deferred now until Monday perhaps. Aussie dollar, US dollar, a bit weaker again here, 72.81 now the downside level for the Aussie, plays 73.30 to the upside. Dollar yen, and apologies, a typo there, but 122, and that's not a typo, that's the correct handle now, 122.33 now on the downside, will play 123.10 to the upside. Just shocking to me how easily that 124 number was just swept away. Again, I think that says a lot more about the dollar probably than it does about the yen. And then in cable, probably the most pedestrian of all of our currencies at the moment, 156.65 plays 157.21. Obviously, for the bulls, to finish the week above 157 would be a positive result, but that remains to be seen if they can do that.